My wife said, "You're sleeping on the couch until you apologize," for something I didn't do. I said, "Okay," didn't apologize, and spent 3 weeks turning the guest room into my bachelor pad. When the truth came out, the apology didn't come from me. Hey, let me set the scene for you. I'm Ethan, 37, just a regular guy working as a civil engineer in Denver. Life was pretty sweet a few months back. I had a solid house in the suburbs, a good job managing construction projects, and my wife Sarah, who I'd been married to for 8 years. We met at a friend's wedding. She was the bridesmaid who kept sneaking extra cake, and I was the guy who helped her hide the evidence. Her quick wit and warm smile hooked me, and we've been together ever since. Our routine was comfortable, the kind you sink into like a favorite armchair. Mornings meant coffee together in our sunny kitchen. Her scrolling through design blogs. She worked as an interior decorator, while I caught up on emails. Evenings were for cooking together or ordering pizza and watching old sitcoms. Sarah had this knack for making every moment brighter, like turning dishwashing into a goofy dance-off. We'd laugh, argue over who got the remote, and make up with a quick kiss. It was easy, familiar. Family was a big part of our life. My parents, Miguel and Valeria, lived nearby, and we'd head over for Sunday dinners. Miguel's a retired mechanic who loves tinkering with cars, and Valeria's the queen of homemade tamales. They treated Sarah like their own, always asking her to help with holiday planning. My brother Daniel would join us too, cracking jokes and challenging Sarah to card games. She fit right in, charming everyone with her stories and thoughtfulness, like bringing mom flowers just because. Our friends were a tight crew. Sarah's best friend, Emily, was always over for wine nights, and my buddy Jake would drag us out for hiking or brewery tours. We'd host game nights, where Sarah's competitive streak came out. She'd trash talk over Monopoly like a pro. No one ever hinted at trouble between us. We'd talk about future plans. A cabin getaway, maybe kids down the line. Trust was rock solid. We shared everything, from bank accounts to silly secrets. Life felt stable, good. Work was steady for both of us. I was up for a promotion, and Sarah was landing bigger clients, decorating fancy homes. We weren't rich, but we saved for fun stuff, like a new couch or weekend trips. Intimacy was great. Late-night talks about dreams, fears, all that deep stuff. I felt like she really saw me, you know? Looking back, those days were golden. We'd surprise each other, her with concert tickets, me with breakfast in bed. No red flags, just a partnership that worked. Our house was our sanctuary, filled with her design touches and my practical fixes. We'd joke about growing old together, bickering over who'd get the better rocking chair. Sarah made everything fun. Even mundane chores turned into adventures with her around. I trusted her completely. Her phone would buzz, and I'd never blink. Life was predictable in the best way, like we were building something lasting. But normal can hide cracks, right? Everything seemed perfect. No warning signs. Just us, living our life, happy as could be. The trouble started small, like a pebble in your shoe you try to ignore. About a month ago, Sarah got weird about our new neighbor, Jessica, a 24-year-old grad student who moved in across the street with her roommate. I was mowing the lawn when Jessica struggled with some grocery bags. I jogged over, carried a couple to her porch, and we chatted for like 3 minutes about the area. Totally innocent, just being a decent neighbor. Sarah saw it from our porch and lost it. That night, she confronted me, voice sharp. "You were flirting with her, Ethan, don't lie." I was floored. Flirting? I explained it was just helping out, but she snapped. "I know what I saw. You're sleeping on the couch until you apologize." I stood there, stunned, then said, "Fine. I'm not apologizing for something I didn't do." She smirked, like she expected me to cave, and stormed off. The couch was brutal, lumpy, too short for my frame. By morning, my neck was screaming. Sarah came downstairs, all smug. "Ready to say sorry?" "Nope." She rolled her eyes and left for work. Doubt started creeping in. Why was she so quick to assume the worst? We'd never had trust issues before. Things got weirder. Sarah's attitude shifted. Colder, more distant. She'd snap over little things like me leaving dishes in the sink, which never bothered her before. She started spending more time with Emily, coming home late from girls' nights. Her phone, once left anywhere, now stayed glued to her hand. I'd catch her texting, then locking it quick when I walked by. "Work stuff," she'd mutter, but I wasn't buying it. Tension built. Our usual warmth faded. Fewer hugs, no more playful banter. I tried talking, but she'd shut me down. "You know what you did?" she'd say. It was maddening. Daniel noticed during a family dinner. "You two okay? Sarah seems off." I shrugged, not wanting to air it out, but inside questions swirled. Was she projecting something? The doubts grew louder. Sarah's accusations felt off, like there was more behind them. I started noticing patterns, her staying out late, vague excuses. One night I asked about her day and she got defensive. "Why do you care now?" It stung. Our intimacy tanked. She'd dodge my touch, claiming stress. Friends picked up on it too. Jake asked if Sarah was all right. She'd skipped our last group hike. I played it off, but the unease grew. Was she hiding something? The couch punishment felt like a power play, not jealousy. I loved her, but the trust we'd built felt shaky. It was exhausting, this constant second-guessing. Our home, once a haven, felt like a battlefield. Something was wrong, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. The breaking point hit after a week on the couch. Sarah's insistence on an apology for nothing pushed me to act. One evening, she left her laptop open on the kitchen counter while she ran errands. Curiosity got me. I checked her messages. There, in her email, were chats with Emily. Sarah venting, "Ethan's too friendly with that girl next door. I bet he's into her." Emily's reply, "You sure? Sounds like you're overreacting." Sarah, "No, I need to teach him a lesson." My heart sank. A lesson? This wasn't about jealousy. It was control. I scrolled further, finding older threads where Sarah complained about our routine feeling stale. "Need some excitement," she wrote. It hurt, but I kept going, piecing together her dissatisfaction. Why not talk to me? Instead, she chose this fight. Digging deeper, I found texts synced to her cloud, messages to an unknown number. Flirty, suggestive. "Miss hanging out with you. Ethan's been a pain." Sent to some guy named Alex, a friend she'd mentioned casually. My gut twisted. Was she projecting her own guilt? The timestamps matched nights she was out with Emily, late replies, heart emojis. I felt sick, betrayed. I kept quiet, gathering proof, screenshots, timestamps, late-night texts when she was working. I even noted patterns like her mood improving after these chats. It was like a puzzle coming together, each piece confirming my fears. Sarah wasn't just angry, she was creating distance. Driven by betrayal, I checked our shared bank account. Small charges, coffee shops, bars, places she went without me. One receipt for a dinner when she'd claimed to be with Emily. I called Emily the next day, casually asking about that night. She hesitated, voice shaky. Sarah was busy," pressed her. "With Alex?" Silence. Then she admitted he was an old co-worker Sarah reconnected with at a networking event. "They're just friends," she said, but her tone screamed otherwise. Confirmation hit. Sarah was hiding something, maybe an emotional affair. Emily begged me not to tell Sarah she spilled, sounding torn. I hung up, mind racing. How long had this been going on? Our marriage flashed before me. Wedding vows, vacations, quiet nights, all tainted now. Emotional impact crushed me. 8 years, and she'd turned on me over nothing while possibly crossing lines herself. I felt foolish, betrayed. Tears came unbidden as I sat there, laptop glowing accusingly, anger mixed with sorrow. I still loved her, but this? Unforgivable. But I wasn't done. The discovery peaked. A journal app on her laptop, password still our old anniversary date. Entries admitted her connection with Alex felt exciting, that my flirting gave her an excuse to pull away. She wrote about needing space, testing boundaries, even questioning our future. My trust shattered completely. One entry. Ethan's so predictable. Alex makes me laugh again. Knife to the heart. I closed the laptop, breathing hard. This wasn't a one-off, it was deliberate. I moved my essentials to the guest room, done with the couch. No more sleeping on her terms. Heart heavy, I steeled for the next step. No going back now. The truth was out, and it changed everything. By week 2, I was done playing Sarah's game. The guest room became my project. I had savings, about $4,000 set aside for a new patio set we'd planned. Instead, I spent it on me. Ordered a comfy queen mattress, $900 same-day delivery. Hit up a local shop for a sleek desk, $200, and a cozy armchair, $150. Added a 50-inch TV for $350 off a marketplace deal. Jake helped me haul it in while Sarah was at a client meeting. Day 10, I went all in, microwave $70, mini fridge $100, and blackout curtains $50. By day 15, I'd added a gaming console $500 and LED lights for Vibe $30. The kicker, a digital lock for the door, $120. The guest room was my haven now, cozy, functional, mine. Sarah knocked sometimes, saying I was childish, but never came in. She thought I'd crack. I started ignoring her more, focusing on my space. Added shelves for books, $40, and a coffee maker, $60. It felt empowering, turning her punishment into my upgrade. Sarah noticed the deliveries, scoffing. Spending our money? My savings, I shot back. Tension simmered, but I held firm. The confrontation came on day 20. I was chilling, playing games, when Sarah tried the door, locked. Ethan, open this now. I paused my game. Why? You kicked me out of our room. She banged harder. This is ridiculous. I opened the door, calm. You accused me of flirting when you're texting Alex. Want to talk about that? Her face froze. She denied it, but I showed screenshots. Just friends, she stammered. Then the twist. I revealed Emily told me about the dinner. Sarah exploded. You spied on me? You banished me for helping a neighbor. Her mom, Valeria, called mid-fight. She'd heard from Emily. On speaker, Valeria said, Sarah, you're acting crazy. Apologize. Sarah hung up, furious. She threatened a locksmith, but I'd checked. Legal to lock an interior door in a co-owned home. She backed off but texted, This is our house. That's a guest room. I replied, You made it my room when you kicked me out. She stormed off. Later, she tried guilt. We're married. This separates us. I countered. Your accusations did that. Consequences hit. I moved my stuff to the hall bathroom, upgraded it with a fancy shower head, $80, and plush towels. Sarah noticed, complained I was taking over. I started meal prepping, ignoring her cooking. Friends took sides. Jake backed me. Emily waffled. Sarah invited Emily over, trying to rally support, but Emily left early, awkward. Reviravolta. Found a hotel receipt in her car, same night as her work dinner with Alex. Confronted again, she admitted meeting him but swore it was platonic. We just talked, she cried, but messages showed otherwise, plans for more meets. Trust was gone. I called a lawyer, not for divorce yet, but for boundaries. Sarah begged, let's fix this. But I needed space. She slept alone that night, roles reversed. Drama peaked when she tried entering my room while I was out. Caught on a cheap camera I installed, $50. Just checking, she said weakly. I locked it tighter. Steps forward, legal advice, therapy, and no apology from me. Sarah's game backfired. I stood firm. Our home felt divided, but I was reclaiming my peace. Weeks later, Sarah's world unraveled. Emily spilled to mutual friends about Alex. Sarah lost allies. Valeria called her out, urging therapy. Sarah moved to her sister's, leaving a note. Since you want to live alone. I didn't. Wanted respect. Not this war. The house echoed, but I filled it with my routines, morning runs, evening games. I kept improving my space, added a small coffee maker, $40, and a sound system, $150. Therapy helped. I processed betrayal, rebuilt confidence. Sessions unpacked years of small concessions I'd made, realizing I'd enabled her control. You deserve better, the therapist said. It clicked. This wasn't just about the couch. It was patterns. Started dating casually, met Anna at a work event. Told her the story. She laughed. You built a man cave instead of groveling? Epic. No rush, just enjoying life. Coffee dates turned into hikes. Anna's straightforwardness was refreshing. Friends like Jake organized guys' nights, helping me rebuild socially. Sarah tried winning me back, cooking my favorite meals, wearing old outfits I loved. Backfired when she invited Jessica and her roommate for dinner, thinking it'd make me jealous. Jessica looked uncomfortable. I left for beers with Jake. Sarah texted, "You're ruining us." I replied, "You did that." She showed up days later, pleading, "Miss you." But evidence lingered. I stayed firm. The final blow, Sarah tried breaking my room's lock while I was at work. Camera caught her. I confronted her. "It's my house," she yelled. "And my lock," I said, showing legal papers for separation, claiming my room. She cried, begged for counseling. Our mediator said, "This is broken." Sarah admitted stress from work fueled her paranoia, but it was too late. Divorce papers filed. I'm keeping the house, buying her out. She's fighting, but evidence, texts, receipts, backs me. Friends split, families with me. Miguel framed a photo of my room, joking it's Ethan's fortress. Daniel helped move her stuff out, somber but supportive. Sarah's last visit, packed bags, tears. Over a box? Over trust, I said. She left quietly. Months on, I've renovated. Knocked a wall for a bigger suite. Anna and I are official. Life's brighter. Reflection. Respect is non-negotiable. Sarah's accusations were a power grab, not love. Helping a neighbor wasn't the issue. Her control was. I learned to value myself, set boundaries. Therapy showed me red flags I'd ignored, like her jealousy flares before. Morale. Don't apologize for what you didn't do. It invites manipulation. Stand firm, build your space. Literal or not. Betrayal reveals truth. Use it to grow stronger. The house is quiet now, but peaceful. I'm reclaiming it, and myself, one day at a time.